We spend so much time invested in what women do with their beautiful body parts when we really need to be training men how to not be monsters.
A black Pentecostal named Brian Carn, who was shared in the ecosystem either earlier this week or last week. And I want to get you all's opinions on it. April, I'd love to hear what you think. But the basis here is that we don't do wet dreams in holiness.
Where you ain't got no business having no wet dreams. We don't do that in holiness either. Nobody shouting. You see that? See that? Nobody speaking in tongues now. See, it's a hard thing. I don't have sex. I'm celibate and got all them toys in your drawer. Don't tell nobody that. I'm gonna sit right here because somebody gonna get rid of their robes when they get home. Free for real. Play stuff.
What in the world? That's so insane. Stephen has his hand up.
Can I go first?
Yeah, what you got?
Because I've got some concerns. So the same God who designed our bodies, programmed these natural processes in, is the same God that made a design error? Is that what he's seeking to suggest? Point number 2, as for demonizing sex toys, perhaps we should discuss why you're so invested in policing other adults' private intimacy choices that harm absolutely nobody. Point number 3, this obsessive thing with controlling natural bodily functions and consensual adult sexuality, it really often masks deeper issues of power and control that he and others of that ilk need to address. There's a psychological term for this, and it's called displacement. And then my 4th and final point here is that real holiness isn't about suppressing our humanity. It's about expressing it with wisdom and respect and healthy boundaries. And when religious leaders shame people for their bodies, their natural functions, they're not protecting holiness. They're perpetuating trauma and a twisted theology that deprives people away from their faith altogether. And maybe, just maybe, instead of policing wet dreams, we should focus on why so many faith leaders have dry souls.
Oh!
He came loaded. He had the clip loaded for that one.
It's stupid.
I just
How does one control a wet dream?
I was thinking, April, you're reading my mind.
I don't know. Maybe if they didn't make everyone so sexually repressed, you wouldn't have to have wet dreams.
That's what I'm saying, April. It's like, so we can't have sex unless we're married, right? And depending on what tradition you come from, the sex is supposed to be like super regular, no oral, just missionary in some traditions, right? So you can't have sex and you can't masturbate, and then you judge us for having wet dreams. You just want us to be blocked up people with all of this
straitjacket.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't understand it.
I don't know why he was talking about that. I don't understand him. He is not sexually repressed. I know that shit. He is an itinerant magic stick dipper. This motherfucker go from church to church. Okay. Doing his thing all up and through the congregation. What you talking about? In the choir and all of that. This man, he need to shut the fuck up.
You can feel it, can't you? even what I can't confirm anything about his behavior with women. I can't confirm any of it. I can feel it though. I know it when I see it.
Itinerant magic stick. I love it.
Itinerant magic stick dipper.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the first preacher that I've seen bring up the rose from the pulpit specifically. Like,
Same.
first of all, how do you know? And second of all, this might be bad. I don't know if I could say this, but every time when the rose is brought up in a church setting, I can't not think of the Rose of Sharon.
The Rose of Sharon. Yes, that's exactly what we need to associate it with. The Rose of Sharon
Gives new meaning, you know.
I'm going to work that into a sermon.
Do it.
I am going to work that into a sermon. You've been at home with the Rose of Sharon all night.
Please stop. Please stop. Yeah, that was the part that bothered me. Like, beyond what all of Celeste said about Brian, I'm not even going to give him an honorific because I don't know that man to be honorable. But why are men so obsessed with what women do with their vaginas? First of all, he probably know what a rose is, as do a lot of men, because they know it's going to give a woman pleasure, and it's not going to fail. Every time it's going to give you pleasure. It's probably going to give you multiple levels and angles of pleasure that your man might not be able to give you, or your woman, or your person. And it's like a real insecure thing, because why are you preaching about a toy? You don't preach about any toys that boys may have. It's never directed towards men. It's always directed towards women, and we always have to be repressed, and everything that we do has to be dirty or illegal. And then I was very bothered that he sat next to that lady. I didn't like that. It was giving like, I'm being funny, but you look like you got a rose, so let me come to you and pretend that I'm a prophet, but you just are laughing at me, so it's probably something else. I don't like that. So boo on him and boo on that. Ladies, get you several toys. Please know your body, because I know in my church we didn't know nothing but keep a penny between your knees, and that's a very dangerous thing when women are having sex. I'm sorry. It's how we get scammed. It's how we get harmed. There's a lot of other horrible things that can happen that I'm not going to say because of trigger warning, but we spend so much time invested in what women do with their beautiful body parts when we really need to be training men how to not be monsters.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, atu uba itelebekiska to atididi me.
April, I told you it was gonna be black as hell. I told you.
I love it.
Actually, the Bible it affirms masturbation. I forget where the verse is, but it says, "Whatever you set your hand to do, do it with all of your might."
If you're still here, hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the video. And if you want to see the entire recording, it's exclusively available in our Patreon. The link is in the show notes. You can either subscribe or you can just purchase this recording a la carte. We'll see you next time as we continue to deconstruct harmful theology and build beloved community. Peace out.